So, ever wonder why you can still find gold? Well, I'm Prospector Jess from Hunting for Gold, and I'm here to tell you there is gold still out there. So, when we look at gold and we think about gold prospecting, we should be thinking about, other wonders of the world. Behind me, you'll see my laboratory related to software and electronics. That's not related to gold in this instance. It might be later when we talk about gold detectors. But for now, we're talking about gold and panning and finding gold and where to go look. So why you can still find gold? That's an interesting discussion. If you think about it, you really should not find any more gold because they found it all in the last gold rushes all over the world, right? 1849 here in California. So what's that all about? Well, I'll tell you what it's about. It's about inefficiencies. It's about a lack of understanding and knowledge of things like hydrodynamics, things like how to design sluice boxes and things of that nature. Looking at the process of understanding how water flows and understanding how gold is actually injected into the crust and where you can find it, and specifically where not to look. A lot of people say gold is where you find it. Well, that's true to some extent, but the reality is, can you pick off where not to find it? Because that would certainly save you an awful lot of trouble. So we're here to help you with that. Let's talk about this prospect of finding gold. If I'm looking for gold, how much gold should I expect to be out there? Is there only a fraction left out there, or did the gold prospectors of old find it all? The answer is, well, the experts think it's actually much, much greater than 80% is still out there to be found. Is it easy pickings? Is it on the surface? No. Not in most cases. Now here's where things get interesting. It's pouring rain this week. What does that do to gold? Well, you need to understand that. That's a big why. So I get at why you find gold and why things happen, because that's really at the root of how you can adapt to what you're seeing. And oftentimes when you have heavy rains, you get floods. Those floods will induce movement for the gold and then deposit new deposits in places where gold prospectors were before. So it could be that you're looking in a place that has never been looked at before, or it could be you're looking at a place that somebody's looked at, but it has had a redeposit or reconcentration of that gold. And that's important to know about. And that's one of those big whys we get into in the adventure of hunting for gold. You can look at that stuff over on my 2020 stuff. For right now, just know that when you go prospecting, you can find gold. And there's a fair amount of it out there still to be found. You see the guys on Gold Rush, Alaska, and every once in a while they stumble on a whole lot of gold. A lot of times they stumble on nothing. What's the difference? That's the thing to understand. So what we're going to be doing in these videos is just kind of giving you a quick snippet of what's out there and what's going on and how you should prospect, how you should think about gold and what you're looking for. I want you to understand quickly the adventure that gold prospecting is. Let me take this headset off. Really what I'm thinking about is we're going to spend some time together and we're going to talk about what you want to know. And so I'm here to help you find gold. That's really the purpose of hunting for gold. It's an adventure, and that adventure is something we take together and not separately. Yeah, you can do independent mining, but you'll still want to go find someone who can help you coax out of the rocks what they're telling you about your gold or about your prospect or what not to look for. So that's really kind of what we're about at Hunting for Gold. And I'm going to be doing a fair amount of adventuring. I'm going to jump through a bit more of Jack Black's Gold Prospecting Handbook, but also we're going to talk about mining and minerals and spending time looking at what kinds of minerals and what kinds of geology helps you understand where gold is. Because that's really how you're going to understand what you're looking for, why you're looking for it, and where to go find that stuff. And so in that context, we've got some things we're going to be showing you from time to time. Today's topic is going to be related largely around this flooding scenario. And so therefore, I have a simple thing, and it is you can go look at sourdoughminer.com 2020 and find out all you want to know about this topic. I have a product over there you can look at. But basically what we're here for is to help you understand those things. So when we're looking at these floods, what do they do to gold? And why is it they drive gold the way they do? Well, the reality is when the water comes down, it seems like there's just a small amount of it. But there's a concept basically called a flood zone or a floodplain. And that concept says there's a whole zone of basically of drainage that will go into a given creek or a given river. And that drainage can be many, many square miles and lead to flooding, massive flooding in a very short time, especially when you have conditions like we've had this year in California with fires, because that flooding causes erosion, which eventually can cause mudslides, landslides, rock slides, you name it, which will uncover fresh deposits of gold. Remember that when you're out looking. Think about the recent history and the history for the last 25 years or so in the region you're looking. Has there ever been any massive 100-year floods? Have you ever found a storm situation that went through the region and removed trees, rocks, boulders, and so forth? Because that's the kind of thing that you want to kind of put into your mapping process and your memory bank to help you decide where you can find gold, because you can. It's not that hard. The thing is, it requires some persistence and a little bit of knowledge. Once you get out there, your energy will take you, especially when you start finding it. So this is Prospector Jess. I just wanted to give you a little footnote on the subject. And remember, when we have these rainstorms, it's not all bad. There are problems, but there are some good things that can come from it. Prospector Jess, over and out. I'll see you tomorrow.